Hi everyone. So last week I did a vlog on one of my real estate jobs, and I didn't really plan to go out that day to do a real estate shoot, and much less do the vlog on the real estate shoot. So I got a lot of questions about the settings I used, and they basically just want a little more detail about what I did when I was going around taking pictures of the house. So I have another real estate job tomorrow, so I thought I'd share with you, how I prepare or set up for that. And then tomorrow when I go on the job, I'll vlog and take you around room to room as I'm taking the shots. And then I'll take you back to the post-processing side when I take the pictures into usually Lightroom and Photoshop and process them and deliver them to the client. So I'm going to try and walk you through the entire process. I mean, I know this is not really a real estate photography channel. The best channels for that are actually, like I had mentioned before, Nathan Cool and Rich Baum. Those two guys really rock. And everything I learned about real estate photography, I learned from those two on their YouTube channel. But in any case, operationally though, I think the Olympus does make some things easier and gives you more options when you're doing real estate photography that they don't talk about, because they primarily use Nikon and Canon. And I used to shoot Nikon for my real estate photography, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But right now I just use exclusively this EM10 Mark II. This is my workhorse camera. So let's talk about the gear real quick, and it's very, very minimal, okay? Because normally I'm just shooting townhouses or houses that are 3,000 square feet or less, and occasionally I'll get a commercial real estate job, but those aren't really any different, and I don't need any different gear, okay? So for the first thing I need is really the camera, right? EM10 Mark II. Okay, for the lens, the only lens I really use is the 7 to 14 millimeter. Sometimes I'll bring my 40 to 50 kit lens, I'm sorry, the 40 to 150 kit, to get some close-up shots of some of the hardware and things. But my last photo shoot and my last couple, this is the only lens I used. Okay. The other thing I have on the M10 is this L bracket, okay, so that allows me to mount the camera vertically for like taking pictures of closets and small bathrooms and things, and then of course obviously horizontally, because both sides are Arca Swiss compatible. And this particular one also has a grip made for it, made for the EM10 Mark II. So this is a very specific EM10 Mark II grip with L bracket all in one. And I forget what I paid for this. I think it was like $25 or $30 on eBay. I'll put a link down below if I can find it. I bought this about a year ago, but this is the best thing ever. This grip really makes the EM10 Mark II feel so good in your hands. You know, that's the way the EM10 should have come, is with a grip like this on it already. But like I said, I'll put a link down below to that if I can find it again. And the only other hardware I need is this SB800 flash. This is a Nikon flash, and I'm going to be using it as with the optical trigger, so I don't need any radio triggers or anything fancy, and I'm just going to be using it with the pop-up flash to trigger the Nikon. And Nikon has the best optical triggers, okay? And I only say that because I haven't used anything else. But, well, I take that back. I've tried the cheap Chinese flashes like Yongnuo and that Neewer one you see me with all the time. Yeah, the or the optical triggers on those are just not reliable. This one is 100%. I mean, if this sees any kind of blink or flash of light, this thing will get it. Okay. And then I bring a backup flash with me. I'm bringing this one now. This is a Godox TT350. I just got this with my PL8. And I really haven't used it that much, so I don't know how reliable the optical trigger is, or if it even has one. I'm sure it does. But this will just be a backup flash. I may not even take this out of the bag once I get there. Okay? And then up here are my gray cards. And I mentioned this before, these are just paint cards that you can get at any hardware store, anywhere they sell house paint. And this brand is Glidden, that I got at Walmart. And the color is called Universal Gray, and you know, they just have them on a shelf, and you just pick out the ones you want. But the one I got is Universal Gray, and it's And to my eye, it's exactly the same. Now, I don't have any instruments. I mean, I have Lightroom, but really you can't tell any difference. This is really close enough for real estate work. Okay, now these are really important for product photography, or if you're very, very critical about your color in portraits and other types of work. But for real estate photography, this is good enough. This will get you started, right? Okay, and then now on the last shoot, I only had my video tripod with me because, like I said, I didn't really plan on going out that day. But I normally bring this. This is a Sirui, Sirui. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's model number P-204S, and it's a pretty heavy-duty tripod. I got it originally for my Nikon gear because I needed something, very sturdy. And this has a lot of features on it that I won't get into, but the most important one is that it has these extendable feet, and these are nice, long, feet on here. So, and then I had to cannibalize this ball head from my Mi Photo tripod because it doesn't come with a ball head or anything. But let me extend it out and I'll show you a couple of things about this that really help in real estate. Sorry about that. Okay, so with a monopod, this lets you get in really close to furniture, right? Like I'm right up against the table here, or if I need to get back into a corner of a wall, it lets me get right into the corner, right? Or if I need to get up against the wall, I can get within a couple of inches of the wall, so that gives me as wide an angle as possible that I can get. So that's really important. Versus a tripod, it's going to be out probably another 6 or 7 inches, and that can be a big difference in real estate. Whether you get that little bit extra in the shot or not can be a big deal. So this just makes things a lot easier. It's also nice because, particularly like in the corners of rooms, there's going to be furniture and plants and other stuff in the corner, and this you can usually squeeze in nicely behind those things without having to move anything. Versus a tripod, sometimes you might have to move things or not put the tripod there at all, right? So this is really the best thing to bring with you. And also when I'm walking around the house, I can keep it up close to my body so it's not swinging around, knocking things over, right? So I like that as well when you use a monopod. And then generally I use a tripod outdoors because, the wind and things, it makes this thing kind of wobble a little bit. But when I do use this outdoors, I use it for my fake drone shots, right? Because I live in an area where there's just airports and Air Force bases everywhere, so drones are banned, okay? You're not allowed to use drones within like 25 square miles. So what I do is I just hold it up like this. I extend it out. It extends about 5 feet, and I just hold it up like this, and I can get it up about 10 feet in the air. I have the camera on a self-timer. It takes a couple shots, and I can get a little bit different angle than most photographers, because most real estate photographers I see, they just stand on the curb and take a picture like this. And a lot of times, because of the grading, you're kind of below the porch line sometimes even. So it's just a weird looking shot. It doesn't look right. It looks a lot better when you can hold it up like this. So that's the other thing I use this for. So I mean, you could probably get away with like a lighter duty monopod with feet on it, and so just look for monopods that got good reviews with feet on them. I mean, I can't recommend any because I don't own any. I just have this one, and I'm thinking about getting a lighter one, but if I do, I'll let you know. But for now, this has been suiting me just fine, even if it's a little bit overkill. Now this is kind of a recent addition. I used to bring like a regular light stand with me for my flashes because sometimes I would put umbrellas and everything on. But in truth, I found umbrella really, I just don't use them. Don't need them in real estate photography as much. There's times when I know I'm going to need them for really big houses. You want to diffuse the light a lot, but then I really need to buy a 600 watt, studio strobe too. But for now, I'm just using this. This is a selfie stick, okay? And I just put a little 3-legged tripod thing attachment on the bottom. And this thing came with my Zion crane, so I didn't have to buy this, but I'm sure you can buy these things for like $5 or $10. And the selfie stick I just got at Best Buy for $40. This is a QuickPod Selfie Extreme by DigiPower. And then I just put a little cold shoe on top that I got, I guess probably from eBay as well. But I rarely need to use a light stand. I normally just carry the flash around and hold it up like this. But sometimes, you know, it's hard to not be in the shot when you're holding the flash. So so this can come in handy rarely. Okay, once in a while though. So it's nice to have, and it's small and light enough that it, you know, I just keep it in the car. Okay, but on the flash, you'll notice the main flash that I'm going to be using, this SB800, I have just a little paracord, and I just tied a couple of knots here. And I walk around like this, and then when I need it, you know, I take it out. And then if I don't have my selfie stand with me or don't feel like going out to the car, usually I can just set this on a table or a chair like this, and that'll get the job done. But you'll notice there's some, I don't know if you can see it, there's little key rings on the ends of this paracord. It's because what I do is I just detach it, you know, from the flash and use it as a camera strap. Okay, but when it's not a camera strap, it just becomes a strap for my flash. Okay. All right, that's it for gear. Of course, you know, I always bring 2 batteries, 2 memory cards. Everything's formatted, everything is charged up, and then I put that all into a bag and I go, and that's it. And it takes me usually about an hour to do a real estate shoot. So I think that's about it. I don't think I missed anything. So we'll go out tomorrow, and I'll show you the settings I use, okay, for the real estate photography, because like I said, there's some operational differences between what I do and what like Richard and Nathan are doing with their Canons and Nikons. There's some features in this camera that I think really make it a lot easier and give you more options. So we'll talk about that tomorrow when I go out on the shoot. Okay, so if you have any other questions for me, leave them tonight if you happen to see this video before I go out, and I'll see if I can answer those when I go out tomorrow while I'm doing the real estate shoot. So thanks again for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow.